Hi, Sagittarius. This is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamolen, Psychic Medium. Welcome to a timeless love reading. It's a general love reading for all my Sagittarius. Please take with you what connects with you. Leave the rest for someone else. Check out your playlist for other timeless love readings. Also, I will put some in at the end of the reading. I will tag a couple of readings for you. You can look out for those. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to anybody that's new. Welcome back to all my Sagittarius. Thank you for your love and your support. Let's see what Spirit has for us today. Spirit, please share with me any messages of love that you have for Sagittarius who has found this message today. I am listening for you now. Falsehood. Looks like a mask. Okay. I have drinks at a bar. I have ghosting, and I have kept selfies. Okay, so kept pictures of this connection. Maybe we met at a bar. Maybe we went out for drinks for the first time. Was this person being honest with you? Was this person being upfront? What is going on with this feeling of, I don't know, maybe we're asking for closure, almost the sense of like, what happened? And I can't stop thinking of you on the bottom of the deck. So, I don't know, sometimes people come into our lives for a very short period of time and then they're not there. And you go, why were they in my life? What was the meaning of that? How could we have been, together and even intimate sometimes, and it just kind of poof, it goes away. But let's see what Spirit's talking about this connection. Maybe this person is still thinking about you. Maybe this person has other intentions. Maybe this connection hasn't had closure yet. Let's see. I have a Knight of Cups. Nine of Swords. I have a Page of Swords and a Four of Wands. So a little bit of a feeling of definitely have feelings for you. Definitely was either falling for you, caring about you, charming you, loving you, all of those things. I'm going to say fear just overrode them. Fear of either commitment, fear of, where is this going to head? And it's not what I think that I want right now. It's like they just couldn't get it out of their head. They just couldn't commit one way or another. And either they were afraid that they were going to tie you up or hurt you ultimately, or they couldn't give you what you wanted. There's a little bit of a, I couldn't give you what you wanted coming into me. All right. So let's see where this is headed for a second, because they're still thinking about you. I have a Six of Wands, and I have I have a Justice card. That's my Justice card in this deck. And then I have a Star of Temperance. Six of Wands, Justice card, and a Temperance. Almost the sense of, I wanted to treat you fairly, like you deserve more. All right. Either this person felt like they couldn't give you everything that you deserve. Like if they knew that you really wanted a long-term commitment, you really wanted to be married someday. I just feel like they were disrupting your life, that they felt like by them being in your life, it wasn't going to bring you the things that were going to make you happy. And I just feel like they walked away. They either walked away, and the word that they're using is shame. Okay. They feel shame. They feel regret. Okay. So maybe they walked away prematurely. Maybe they didn't give this their best effort and they really are having second thoughts, or They are struggling with like, why do I, even a little bit of a self-sabotage feeling going on. I want to experience all the phases of your growth. So maybe they were afraid that you couldn't grow if they were in your life. Like somehow they were going to hold you back because they couldn't give you what you deserve, is how it keeps coming into me. I see myself having children with you. So there was a sense of, maybe you want a commitment, a family, children, like you're looking for the whole package, and maybe they aren't able to give that to you. Maybe that's why they were put in your life for just a short period of time and taken away, because it wasn't going to be in alignment with you somehow. I'll keep pushing through even when times get cold, pushing through the feelings, pushing through thinking about you, pushing through wondering what you're doing, who you're with, if I made a mistake, living with their regrets. It could be a soul connection that just is really feeling that soul distance. I need somebody to talk to. Maybe they just missed talking to you. Maybe you guys had a great connection where you could share a lot. Again, it's this feeling of like, why did they run? Or why did they feel like this connection? I just want to go into some soulmates and like a soul connection that's, soulmates and separation. I'm damaged and not deserving of your love. That is what I feel. Like they keep telling themselves that I'm not going to be the one that makes you happy, or I can't give you what you needed. All right. I can't make you promises. Not deserving of some kind. It's I don't know, maybe you need some closure with this person. Maybe that's probably what happened, is this person never really gave you enough closure, and you're just wondering, are they still thinking about me? Like whatever happened. I know I failed you and let you down big time. I know I failed you. I never truly moved on, even though I appear so. So I do feel like they have been struggling. I do feel like they have been, you're the one that got away. And it's because they did it to themselves. They sabotaged themselves. Their fear took over. I listened to the wrong people and they were wrong about you. Maybe friends were saying, you're too young to settle down, or, you are spending all your time with just one person. And, what about everything else? What about, the rest of your life? I don't know what people were saying, but maybe they were listening to the wrong people about your connection. Spirit, what is going on? I have a Knight of Swords. So there's a little bit of a conflicted feelings with that Knight. Like I don't know. I've been seeking the truth. I've been trying to figure out what it is that I want, what I'm feeling. A Four of Swords, that break, a Seven of Wands. I don't know. They're just trying to find out, like, I think that they're still questioning why they ended this connection. All right. Maybe this was a connection that completely cut you off guard. It ended out of nowhere. And you were like, what happened? And you never really got some answers. And I feel like this person has had some time and space to think about it. And now they're just filled with regrets. Now they're just filled with, sadness. I will say sadness, shame for how they treated you. Six of Pentacles. They should have been, they should have been more giving in this connection for sure. And a Ten of Cups, because they were really happy with you. They ran from fear. I mean, they ran because of fear. And maybe you know that deep down in your heart that, you know, they just couldn't be in this connection, you know, like they just couldn't um, give you what you needed either. You know, maybe you felt like this was everything that you needed and wanted. You really wanted to be with them, but maybe they felt like they couldn't ultimately give you, like, long term, what it is that you really deserve. So maybe they felt like they were trying to help you in some way, but it was hurtful, is how I feel. I have your back no matter what happens, so they still love you. Maybe they're still in contact with you. Some of you may be still in contact with this person. The timing just wasn't right for us. It feels like an excuse, but sometimes it is the wrong timing. You know, it's like we were too young, or we had other things going on in our life, young children, responsibilities, work, you know, working on things emotionally, you know, issues within ourselves. So sometimes the timing isn't right. I can feel you pulling away from me. Okay. So maybe we felt them pulling away. Maybe we felt that they at some point were just going to up and leave or walk away. I needed more time. I need more time in this space. I never thought that I could feel this vulnerable. So, a little bit of a feeling of, now that I'm not with you, I'm realizing how much you touched me, how much you got inside of my head, how much you're inside of my heart. And, you know, kind of reality is sinking into their actions. All right. That they were kind of foolish to do what they did. They're healing old traumas. I don't know if that's a good enough excuse, but maybe they had some unfinished business with their own emotions, that they just were not ready emotionally to be in this connection. They're still so confused. So it's like I loved being with you. I loved everything about us. I felt vulnerable. You know, it's like there were so many good things going on, and maybe that's why it was so shocking when this person just kind of up and you know, said, hey, I don't want this anymore. But they have to figure it out for themselves. But in the meantime, they hurt you, and in the meantime, it's unacceptable, you know, because they didn't share with you what was going on through their head. So this isn't somebody I'd have open arms to take back. It might be nice to have closure. It might be nice to know why, but I wouldn't have open arms. Karma's going to catch up with them, you know, because if they hurt you, they're going to get hurt again. Somebody will hurt them, you know. So the sense of, you don't have to do anything, just let the universe work. They don't know what it feels like to be hurt. I really do want to change, but I don't know how. So at least they're being honest with you. Like, I would like to change, but I don't know how. I don't know how I could make you happy. I don't know how I could give you the things that you deserve. I don't know how to be there for you the way that you need somebody to be there for you. So at least they're being honest in that respect. Spirit, please share with me. So this is maybe a little bit of some kind of closure for some of you. You know, maybe you just kind of was always wondering, what is this person thinking and feeling? Like, what is going on through their mind right now? You know, so that's okay. Ace of Swords, a change, a decision, right? Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, and a Three of Swords. So there's a little bit of a hope. I don't know if you would take this person back, but there is a little bit of a hope of, you know, maybe in time, maybe if I work on myself and I do some healing and, you know, we're able to repair our hearts again. You know, maybe we can find our way to back together with these aces, you know, that we have this kind of, um, we can discuss everything. We can talk everything through. We can try again, So there's a little bit of a hope there. If we can get over this, you hurt me. You broke my heart. You devastated me. You up and left. I didn't know what you wanted. You didn't tell me what you wanted. You didn't tell me why. Whatever happened in this connection, it's just a feeling of abandonment. And the abandonment is what hurts. The abandonment is, I always thought that you were going to be there. And, you're doing everything in your power right now just to repair. And you deserve to be happy. You deserve to have joy in your life and to have, to be happy again. So, you may be just saying, I've moved on. It's nice to know that this person feels bad. It's nice to know that this person regrets what they did or feels shamed that they abandoned you. But sometimes we move on. Sometimes we say that's not good enough, because if you did it once, you'll do it twice. And it depends on the connection. Give me more time. I'm working on being a better counterpart for you. So there is this kind of even a false hope with your person that in time, your feelings will change for them. You'll allow them back in. They'll want to be in the relationship as a more committed relationship. There's this kind of daydreamy hope that everything someday would work out. But I don't think that's reality. And I think that Spirit is saying a lot would have to change in order for this connection to come back. Sorry I didn't see your value and worth when we were together. Yeah, they didn't value you. That's what hurt. They didn't value you. They didn't, if they just up and left, they didn't respect you either, right? And you deserve so much more. So this person, is probably going to continue doing these same kind of cycles. I look at pictures for hours on end. You're still so beautiful to me. So they still have feelings for you. There's still a connection. They're probably saving selfies on their phone. They probably are remembering all the times that you had together. But they made their decision, when they decided to walk away and just kind of, I feel like it was abrupt. I feel like it was like, I'm out of here. I don't want to do this, without explanation, that they, now they're kind of doing some backpedaling. I think I made a mistake. I feel shame. I regret what I did. Judgment. I'm making the decision once and for all to turn this around. The best thing that I could hope for is that this person actually reaches out to you and wants to talk. Not necessarily that they want you back, but that the sorry is genuine. And that you can have some real closure in this relationship if that's what Spirit wants for you. Because sometimes the closure just helps you to move on, which is the most important thing right now. You will always have a special place in my heart. No one else can fill. So there's, it makes me feel better to let me know that at least this person cared about you. This person, you touched their heart. You were in their heart. They loved you. They loved you for a period of time. I was dishonest with you and myself, and I lived one big lie. That's really what happened, right? That's really what happened. They weren't being truthful with you with, I don't think I can give you what you deserve. Maybe they told you they wanted the same things in the beginning. Maybe they kept saying, yeah, I want those things too. I want to be with you. I want a future. I want kids. I want a family. And then they turned right around and did the opposite. So, the sense of you were dishonest, you weren't truthful. I feel like a fool for losing you. They lost you for a reason, and if they were going to continue to living this quote unquote lie in keeping things to themselves and had every intention of, moving on with their life at some point, then the truth would eventually have come out, and they should feel like a fool. They should. They should be ashamed of themselves, is how I feel, because they didn't give the closure that you deserve, the respect that you deserved. There's no good reason for the way I acted, and I wish I can apologize. So, I mean, that's probably the kindest thing that they've said, this sense of, I mean, I guess I would feel better if they picked up the phone or they saw you in person and apologized for their behavior. But, I could be, begging for that until eternity. But at least Spirit's letting you know that this person that you're thinking about, this no contact, this abandonment issue, this up and leaving, whatever, ghosting, however you want to say it, that this person is filled with regrets and shame, and they really did not deserve your love. They weren't worthy of your love. And maybe they did you a favor. Maybe they did you a favor so Spirit could bring you the person who you're really supposed to be with, and the person who really is going to, treat you like gold and would never think of ever abandoning you, ever leaving you. So let's put this out into the universe and have some closure, a little bit of closure on this particular connection. I want to thank Spirit for this reading today. If you're new to my channel, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Thank you always to my Sagittarius for your love and your support of my channel. If anyone would like to book a private reading with me, go to my website, KathyMamolen, psychicmedium.com.